First question for me. Had two different double-digit leads that you fought back from today. What did you see in the team? I believe the first one of the first half was came out of a timeout, 14-2 run to close the half. What type of adjustments were made, and what does it sort of tell you about the
I thought the biggest thing was we weren't handling um, the aggression, the physicality that Washington was playing with. I mean, I thought that they defended great. We know better than doing some of the things that we were doing, but when you get sped up and you can't think, that's what Washington was doing to us. And so we had players that sort of settled in. We got a little more targeted in what we were running while we were running it. Some of it too, to be honest with you, was where they were in their rotation of subbing and looking at players. And we sort of hung around. We had the first group in their first stint in the third quarter was very good for us, and so I would appreciate it. They rebounded from a first quarter that wasn't stellar, and so I thought that was one of the big wins of the day, is that they did respond and sort of climbed back into it for us.
Second game in a row that BC was able to hit multiple threes. We talked on media day in a bit in the early parts of training camp how you want her hunting threes and getting those shots. How happy have you, or how pleased have you been with just the two preseason showings of her being able to?
Yeah, BC's been good, exactly like you said. I think anytime you get players that have momentum overseas, generally speaking, when they come back, they stay in that place. And I loved the season that she had for Gior. I love that, her confidence, and she's looked great. She's looked great. I don't want to jinx it, so let's not write about it or talk about it. Let's keep it right where it is. But no, I mean, it's what we asked for. I think as we went through free agency, we shared expectations and that sort of thing. And thus far she's meeting them.
And in that fourth quarter, so I wasn't able to watch. I had to follow through box scores and play-by-play refreshing.
How come you couldn't watch, Terry?
Something about production.
Oh.
But so it looked like the group that was out there, a lot of people who are trying to make this team and gunning for some of those roster spots. How do you just assess the way that they performed in that fourth quarter to battle back from another, I think it was 11 points, what the deficit swelled to, and just how they played?
Yeah, the group that was out there, led by leadership of Ali Epupa. When you have somebody kind of providing that direction, she plays with such great energy. It's so contagious. And then you have Taylor Soule and Cameron Taylor, who those players have been doing exactly what we saw. And they do that often, where they come in and they just give you a big lift energy wise. And, they're still learning execution wise, in this league, and defend without fouling, or taking care of the ball, or just the really detailed components to an offensive execution, whether it's an ATO or, whether it's a play that you have in, but kind of those nuances. It's hard to accelerate that process. They got to be in the fire. So, that's what I appreciate, is that they got those moments, so we could kind of see what they do. But that group, that there's three players in that group that bring great energy. Sometimes there's four in there that, they just really play off each other really, really well.
And that goes into the last one for me. But after the last game, you mentioned that you loved this training camp, which I don't know if that was the sentiment last year. But now we're coming to less than a week before, final roster decisions have to be made. Does a training camp you loved and, players playing like that in the fourth quarter of, preseason games, how much harder of a final week of training camp does that make it for you? And just sort of what are the next, few days look like for you?
Yeah,
sleep during this time of training camp.
it is hard. The reality of the numbers means that we're gonna be saying goodbye to some players that really had good camps, and that's a win, for them, for us. This training camp, the positive energy, the play on the court. And I just think in terms of them sort of, getting a chance to show what they do, playing to their identity, those are all success stories for us. I hope that, that they have learned. That's a big thing too, is it's really valuable to be in a WNBA training camp. They've just been given really good opportunities, and we got a good vet group, but then this young group that just kind of comes in, and they're not afraid, and they're great competitors. And so the reality is, we don't have enough spots, and we have to make those decisions. But all of them, the younger players, we always tell them this is a journey, and this is the beginning. For a lot of them, it's the beginning, and it's not an end. It might be into this particular training camp or time, but it's a process. And I thought for a lot of them, a really good step in their professional careers.
Any final questions for Cheryl?
Thanks, Terry.
Thanks, Coach.
Yeah, good to see you.
Terry, would you like to kick us off again?
Sure. Hey, Fee, congrats on another preseason win. You guys were able to erase two different double-digit deficits today. What did you see from Washington that led to them having success early, and just what did you think of the adjustments that you guys were able to make to battle back?
What I see from Washington to let them, can this turn up a little bit? It's as loud as it goes. Sorry, could you speak a little louder? It's a little quiet. What did Washington what?
Cheryl mentioned Washington was pretty aggressive in their defense earlier, which led to them being up. You guys were able to erase that and sort of get it back close at halftime, and then ultimately take the lead. But what did you think of being able to erase a double-digit deficit and come out on top?
I think we settled down a little bit. We came out and their energy was higher than ours in the first half, especially that first quarter. So, I mean, we had a lot of turnovers. I think she said 26 turnovers. So it felt like a lot of those came in the first half, a lot of live ball ones, which is really hard. But I think we just worked our way back through really good defense and then executing our stuff on offense, slowing down a little bit. They were speeding us up in that first half, but really executing more with our defensive schemes, I thought.
And it kind of feels like we've talked about team chemistry every day with this group, and that's been really successful and good for our training camp so far. But getting to have K-Mac in the lineup with Courtney and Land for the first time, how do you think where do you think that stands now, and how do you think that chemistry has kept building day over day with this group?
Yeah, it's really fun. We have a lot of different scoring options, which makes it really hard for teams. So unfortunately, like Mac couldn't play a lot today, but I think for us continue to build upon that chemistry, it's just going to get better and better, because we're still trying to figure out, how people like to play. And so, we're already preseason games, but 2 games in, and it already feels better than the first game. So I think we're going to continue to build upon that. And I'm really excited. I mean, it's been really fun so far.
And the group that closed the game in the fourth quarter, a lot of teammates who are trying to make this team were able to battle back once again and just sort of put the stamp on the game and secure the win. What did you think of the performance of your teammates who finished the game up there today?
I love that group. I mean, they have so much energy. They work so hard. They're so good on defense. I think they're just scrambling the whole time, like working their butt off to get over the screens. I thought we fouled a little bit, but they're so young. I mean, and they're so willing to learn and to play as hard as they can. So it's so easy to root for them. I wish we could keep everybody, because they've been, when I talk about energy and training camp, they're a huge part of that. So it's been like such a joy to have them. And it's so fun to watch them on the court, because the energy that they bring is just so great.
And you touched on this a little bit. The last one for me, just now, the dress rehearsals are over. Next time this group takes the court for a game, it'll be games that count in the standings from here on out. I know there's still, a few days of training camp to go, but just how do you feel about where the group stands now heading into this season, and just maybe how much further it is ahead compared to this point last year?
I feel really good. I think there's things we need to clean up, like the, turnovers and the rebounding a little bit, but I feel really good with where we're at. I think this is a great start. We had a really good training camp. And so to build upon that, we're starting already, I think, higher than any year that I've been here so far. The energy has been better. And so it feels like we're starting from a higher place than we ever have before. So I'm really excited to keep that momentum going and to build upon that as the season goes.
Thanks, Pete.
Thanks.
Any other questions for Fee?
All right. Thanks.
Hey, Alyssa, congrats on the win. Being part of the group that finished the game and, filling up the scoreboard a little bit, how did you feel about your performance in the fourth quarter and being able to come away with the
I felt pretty good. I think our group kind of, when we saw we were down, we just kind of got together and we just told each other, like we need to get stops and we need to put the ball in the hoop. And so I think just that, and then playing with, Ollie, she was a great leader in that, in those moments. So, like overall, I feel like my performance definitely could have been better, but we had a good group that just stuck together and stuck it out to get the win. So,
and with 2 preseason games now in the books, is that does it kind of feel like you got your legs under yourself a little bit better and things have maybe slowed down a little bit for you?
Just a little bit. It's still a big adjustment, I think. So, it will take probably a little more than 2 games to kind of just get the hang of everything. But I'm learning and I'm just trying to get better every game.
And both Cheryl and Fee talked about the energy with a group led by Ollie and Taylor and Cam. Just how much fun is it to play with those guys and players who bring so much energy, especially coming back from a double-digit deficit in the fourth quarter to get a win?
It's really fun to play with players like that, and it just kind of motivates you. And once you makes you want to bring that same energy. So, when you have people like that, they're like a spark to our team, and it's a really good thing to have, especially in moments like we were in today. So, yeah.
Fee mentioned that that's kind of been the energy level every day in training camp. I know you don't have another WNBA training camp to compare it to, but just sort of like zoomed out, like big picture, how have you sort of assessed this whole, training camp experience, and how do you think it's gone for you personally and just also for the team as a whole?
I think what they talked about, just the energy has been really great, and we've been really consistent in that. And I feel like that's important because, everybody is excited about the first day, the second day, but, for it to go on for we're going into our second week, it just shows, I think, the kind of people we have and the kind of players that are part of this team. And it's just, it's a program that you want to be a part of when you have just that collective energy. And I feel like training camp has been going good. Everybody's been working hard, and, it's like some days we may not, do as well. Like we may make mistakes and things like that, but the energy is always there. And, just the willingness to get better every day and to listen to our coaches and buy in is always there. So it's been making training camp a lot more enjoyable that way.
And last one for me, about less than a week out now from the season opener. So from here on out, every game counts in the standings. Just as a rookie playing in this league for the first time, how excited are you to sort of just get that first WNBA game under your belt and really get your rookie year off to a great start?
I'm really excited, and I feel like these preseason games help me a lot just to kind of get a taste of what to expect. And I know when regular season games start up, everything will kind of turn up a notch. So just kind of preparing myself for that. But overall, I'm just really excited to get this season rolling and to play with this team because I think we have a great group.
Thanks so much, Alyssa. That's it for me.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks, Abby.
played that top. You said before the game, you're going to play that top group, some heavier minutes. I think that top 8
Sounds like the raccoons in my attic right there.
got pretty significant minutes. How did you feel about that group? What'd you like about that group? What would you like to see a little bit more?
A lot of good, obviously some things to work on. I thought with the starting group especially, I thought our pace was up and down and could have been better for sustained periods. But I thought we really kind of dug in and defended the way we want to defend for big chunks of the game. We didn't let them get in the paint. We got our hands active. I think we see the type of disruptive team we can be when we're all on the same page and connected. And, that's how it should feel at this point in camp. Like we've got a little bit more familiarity. We got some stuff in, made some adjustments from when we practiced yesterday. And that was definitely improved.
I think you could see Julie's vision a lot throughout the game. I think she had 6 assists. Is that kind of what you kind of expect from her? For those of us who haven't seen a ton of her, is today a good example of what she brings to the floor?
For sure. I think she had 8 the other night. She had, I'll correct it, she had 5 today. 5 turnovers. So the thing for her is going to be being willing to be a scorer too. I think people are going to, scouting report gets out pretty quick. She's got great flair. She knows how to hit the weak side corner. She knows how to hit the roll. People are going to start playing for it, and it's not going to take long. So she's a willing scorer, and she's just going to have to learn the league a little bit like any rookie. But because she is more experienced, I think she'll pick it up really quick.
What's one of the biggest things you learned today? You got to, again, see more players playing together, seeing more combinations that you're probably going to use this season. What were maybe some of your initial takeaways when you were there watching it unfold?
I think probably the biggest thing I was happy with is I didn't think we practiced great against Minnesota yesterday, and we came back and responded a lot better today, particularly on the defensive end. That's where we got to hang our hat. And I also think we're getting good contributions from 9, 10 people. I feel like we've got some depth, so that's a nice feeling to have as coach.
And you said your number before the season, like more than 25, 3-point attempt, you got 26 today. How did you feel about that type of volume?
I'm like, I am not. Maybe you were right, Kareem. I'm not looking at the final box. Julie Van Loo, 6 assists. My bad. Yeah, better. We didn't get a ton early. I think that we got some looks as the game went on. Good balance. Probably need to get to the finish a little better around the rim. We missed a few layups and we missed some free throws. It probably would have been a better looking offensive game if we had made those.
How do you think Leah Edwards is adjusting?
I think she's doing great. I think she's a natural pro. The way she carries herself every day, how hard she plays and competes. She picks things up quickly. Those are all things you love to see in a rookie. So off to a great start. And then she'll just, she's playing slightly different offensive spots than she did in college. And she'll just get better and better at that. I have no doubts she'll work at it, which is the most important thing. And also, she got crunched about 4 times on the floor today. So the less of that, the better.
Hi, I'm Tia Service reporter for the WNBA Great Time to Play. This game was definitely a more like upbeat. There was a lot of aggression I saw, which I absolutely love. Can you talk to me about the usage of the different players and how their portrayal on the court adds to an overall balance of getting more points?
I think at this point in the season, everybody's pretty fresh. We're in training camp, so you got some heavy legs, but we haven't done all the traveling. You have people trying to make the team. You have people trying to establish themselves. And so I think every team in the league right now probably feels like they have great energy. More than anything else at this time of the year, we're trying to figure out who we are and have a good chemistry inside the locker room and have it carry over to the way we play on the court. So I think the more connected we get, the better we learn each other, we're only going to get better as a team.
Yeah, definitely, which I look forward to seeing. And also, this was a youth game. It's all about STEM. There's a lot of youth. I love the energy. How do you feel that the energy from the youth also impacted the team and how they played?
It's great. It makes it feel like a real game, which is exactly what you want. think they were excited to have all those kids in the stands. Ariel did a great job at the start of the game, and then my voice has definitely gone trying to talk over the screaming at timeout. So I'll get it back by Tuesday, though. Thanks.
Nothing on Zoom.
Is that nothing on Zoom?
Nothing on Zoom. Yep. Thanks, Coach.
Somebody to talk to.
Hi.
Okay.
Good. How are you?
Good.
Good.
Yeah. Okay, just making sure we're good. Final preseason game. I think the top of the rotation got a little bit more heavier minutes today.
Mhm.
Overall, how you felt it went, and kind of what did you want to get out of today, knowing it was going to be, the last time you guys faced
Yeah.
someone wearing another jersey until they really count.
Right. I think the biggest thing I wanted to get out of it is kind of my mindset that was coming into training camp is for us to build chemistry and figure out how to play well together on both ends of the floor. And I think we're getting better at that day by day. Man.
Julie, I want to ask, how did you feel today? And kind of on top of that, how has camp progressed today? 6 assists, probably could have had even a couple more. Seems like you're reading the floor and reading your teammates pretty well.
Yeah, that's why I came here for. It's just to make sure I can bring my game style that I play with Belgium. I know it's kind of similar. We want to move the ball a lot. So yeah, just I'm happy that I can find my teammates easy. It's just so easy to play with this team. All these girls move so well. They're always in the right spots. It makes my life as a point guard much easier. So it's nice. I told them yesterday, like, I'm thankful to be playing with these players that's been having so much experience, and I just try to bring my little piece from Belgium to the table.
Being humble, but okay.
Yeah, no, I am.
It's easy playing with them. Did you feel that kind of immediately, or is that kind of, well, obviously things progress the longer you play with people, but did you feel that way pretty quickly?
I must say it was a huge adaptation in training camp because we play against boys. I'm not used to that. So everything was harder. My passes had to be quicker, higher, more specific in everything I do. So, and then I felt like when I come into the game, it's just a little more easier to find everybody because they are a little bit smaller, a little bit like not less athletic, but it's a huge difference. But still, like, for me, the biggest working point is just my turnovers. Like, I have to limit them as much as I can. We were talking about this on the bench, actually. It was telling me, like, you have to adapt to the physicality, and it's very physical, this league. So once I adapt on that, I'm sure that my turnovers will go down too.
Thank you.
Ariel, it's the progression towards this season, and obviously sometimes issues at the end of the year, maybe finding the shot and finding the ability. You today 6 for 10, 20 points in 24 minutes. What's that progression and finding that balance for you at right now as where you want to kind of grow the first portion of the year?
For me, it's just being aggressive because I know it's what we need. I think the more aggressive I am earlier on, it opens everybody up later down the line. So that's kind of what it is, just making sure I'm aggressive from the jump. And then also making the right reads, not forcing anything, trying to make sure I'm taking the best shot that's on the floor for all of us.
And then playing with Julie now, 2 preseasons.
Yeah.
What can you say about
It's
Julie?
fun. I enjoy it. I mean, she's always gonna find me. I think that's the biggest thing for me is working with Julie, like our communication. We're able to talk like pretty much through anything. It's only been 2 weeks and we've had a couple of hard talks, we've had a couple of easy talks, so I've enjoyed working with her. Obviously her work ethic is amazing. She's a dog. Like, she wants this, and it's fun to play with people who are hungry because at the end of the day, the chip is on like our shoulder. It's not on her shoulder, that makes sense. So I enjoy it.
Julie, I'll ask you the flip side. What's it like playing with Ariel?
Ariel she's a leader, but more like a quiet leader, and I love that. I like when I'm in trouble or when I feel like I'm losing it, I look at Ariel. She like calms me down. And I always have those kind of people in my teams everywhere. I always look more for the quiet leaders than the loud leaders, and she's a great leader. She tells me the right things, not too much. It's just what I need at that specific time. She told me we're not talking endlessly about basketball. She just tells me the things that I need to hear and that's going to help me move forward and be a better player. and it's just easy to play with her. I mean, come on now. Look, like you say, you just stole her stat line. If you need a score, you just pass it to Ariel. She's gonna get that pull up. Because
Yeah,
fire
bread and
is
butter.
fire,
Thanks,
yes. Yeah, for sure.
Mm.
You're
Ariel,
welcome.
you were talking about how you wanted to see chemistry become developed in this game.
Mhm.
On the defensive end, can you assess what that felt like, especially at the beginning of the game in the first half?
I felt better about our defense than I did about our offense at points tonight. And that's always fun because I feel like defensively you can get stops, you can put yourself in a lot of positions to win games, you know. And so I think today, I keep feeling like it's tonight, it's today. I think we did a good job of communicating on the defensive end of the floor. And that to me is how our chemistry is going to get better. When you talk about wanting to build chemistry, it comes through communication. So we have to figure that out. And obviously there are things that we can get better at. Like we're not sitting here saying we're the best that we'll ever be. But we've taken strides that I'm happy about.
Hi, I'm Tiana Sermons. I'm reporting for the Junior NBA and WNBA Great Time to Play. Ms. Atkins, you spoke a bit, one of the last questions about the aggression of the game, which I absolutely love. I know there's a lot of aggression and aggravation that comes from playing basketball, specifically women's basketball. How do you take that anger and transmit it into making a great play?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just a matter of wanting to win, you know, and being a competitor. Obviously, you can kind of see the fire and the passion that everybody has surrounding this game, and us not only wanting to win, but wanting to push this game forward in every aspect. You can see that in every way that every W player walks. We want to push this game forward in women's sports in general. So, I think a lot of the anger it does come from competition and winning, but it also comes from us wanting to have a good product on the floor and us wanting to showcase what we're capable of.
No, I agree 100%. It's how bad do you want it, you know? And that just translates on the floor for sure.
Certainly, and also just for a second question, there was a lot of youth, like myself, who were watching this game tonight. How did that help impact the way you played? Because there was a lot of cheering. It's probably more than I've ever seen in a game.
I was the most surprised of how good they know lyrics of the song. I said, whoa.
Yeah, it was crazy.
I was very shocked by that, but the energy was dope. I like their energy. They brought it like for real until the end of the game too. They didn't got bored after a while. You know, you never know how they feel about because sometimes there are a lot of timeouts, the game stops, but they kept the energy. As soon as that DJ spin, they were like, they were dancing. I was looking at them. I was like, wow, that's fun. I like it. I like the energy.
Good, yeah, I agree.
Thank you.
Unrelated to the game today, but wanted to ask you about the recent news that all flights for the upcoming season will be chartered.
Yeah.
How that impacts the team. How are you guys feeling about this?
Excited about it. I want to get on the first flight first though. Just being honest. But I'm extremely excited about it. I think it's something that we've been working towards as a league. And I think every year we're finding ways to continue to grow and take care of the players that have been loyal to this league. And so I think it's a really good thing. And obviously we're appreciative of it 100%.
Yes, me too. I'm a little older now, so it's nice to be comfortable.
Yeah.
So I'm embracing it. You know, it's a journey for me, and if I can be in the league for my first year and they have charters, hey, I'll take it. Yes, I'm super happy for it, and I know how important it is. It's really sitting like this to people. Sometimes you're next to people you don't know, and they take a lot of space. Like sometimes it's just not super comfortable. So it's really nice, really nice.
Good.
Any more questions?
Nope. Nobody on Zoom either.
Perfect. All right. Thank you guys.
Thank you.